Go ahead, Emily.
Thank you. Yeah. And maybe we'll be back at City Hall for in-person pressers after you get vaccinated too. Additionally, on Governor Cuomo, there are now over 55 state legislators who are calling directly for his resignation. Do you find that you're ready to do the same, a direct call for his resignation?
Yeah, Emily, the latest report and the fact that we can talk about how many people are bringing forward accusations, that it's not one, it's not two, it's not three, it's not four, it's not five, it's 6 women who have come forward. It's deeply troubling. The specific allegation that the governor called an employee of his, someone who he had power over, called them to a private place, and then sexually assaulted her is absolutely unacceptable. It is disgusting to me. And he can no longer serve as governor. It's as simple as that. I think we've seen so many troubling things that have come out just in a matter of weeks, starting with the fact that thousands of people died in the nursing homes, and we still don't have the truth about that, and their families need and deserve the truth. And we know one thing: there was a purposeful cover-up, and that alone is unacceptable and disqualifying. New issues obviously around the Tappan Zee Bridge, but these 6 women who have come forward with such powerful, painful stories, and particularly this most recent report, is just disqualifying. He just can't serve as governor anymore.
Next is Jillian from WBAI.
Hey, Mr. Mayor, how are you?
Good, Jillian. How have you been?
I'm fine, thank you. Speaking of vaccine accessibility, you were recently asked a question by someone from the Staten Island Advance about the homebound vaccination program, and it was ascertained that it's not exclusive for seniors. So I contacted some people I know in the disabled community, activists, and they didn't know that they were eligible for that program. So if they don't know and they're on the front lines, how can someone less informed know? And then there's the disabled community who are not necessarily homebound, but there are so many obstacles, literally and figuratively, to getting vaccinations. I mean, think about getting to the Javits Center and how difficult that is if you have a disability. And so then you think about New York City being extremely inaccessible, one of the most in the city, in the country, and then we're rife with ADA violations. So have you considered teaming up with groups like the Center for Independence of the Disabled New York, the Brooklyn Center, Disability in Action, give them resources to do outreach? They already have an infrastructure, something similar to the way the city teamed up with assorted community-based facilities, so that they can reach out. Because the office for PWDs is so small, it doesn't have, the ability to do something like this on a big scale. And so reverse it and let the organizations reach out and at least let them know which vaccine sites are accessible, because imagine going to one, right. It's not accessible.
So Jillian,
and you
Jillian,
didn't know.
I fully get your point and I agree with it. I'm going to speak to our Commissioner for the Office for People with Disabilities, Victor Calisi, who's done an outstanding job involving and engaging leaders all over the city to reach folks with disabilities. I think you're exactly right. There's more we need to do to let people know that the homebound vaccinations are available. Now, what we know about the homebound vaccinations, and I thank everyone at the FDNY and Department for the Aging who's doing this work. It is very labor intensive and painstaking because you have to send a team of people to an individual home or apartment, and it takes time, obviously, including the waiting period after the vaccine. So it means it will take weeks. Our goal is to get all this done with anyone homebound by through March and into April. So really what we have to make sure is that the folks who need that the most get that. Folks who can go to a center get to a center, and we're setting up centers in places that are really convenient for folks. But I think you're right. We need to do a deeper outreach to all the organizations, leaders who represent people with disabilities. and listen to them about the best ways to get this done. So I take that suggestion to heart. I appreciate it, and Commissioner Khaleesi will act on that.